NBA 2K18 tutorial number 39. Today I'll be teaching you guys the art of the Eurostep. So yes, I will be showing you how you can trigger a Eurostep in-game at will whenever you want. This is a wicked way to finish in 2K18 this year, because it will allow you to kind of just put the help defender, the second help defender, in a torture chamber. And at the same time, I will also be showing you guys how to be doing devastating reverse layups, which is just as good as the Euro, if not better itself. But at the end of the day, both of these moves, I consider them to have A+ effectiveness. Like, it is so good. It's better than dunking, because the dunking animation actually gets you stuck sometimes and you'll get a block, or you end up taking a really bad dunk or a really bad finish. But with Euro steps and reverses, these animations are supreme. You can see in these clips that the advantage goes back to you as the offensive player. So being able to do these consistently will unleash your game and take it to a different level. Look at Dame's Eurostep there. That is nasty work. That's how you seal someone and finish. So like I showed you guys, these are intended to help you beat the extra help defender, and they do it much better than dunks. And I'll be able to show you throughout, and you'll see what I mean. So first things first, I'll show you guys how to, trigger the Eurostep at will as much as you want in 2K18. I do suggest practice them first in the freestyle mode. So by the controls, the Eurostep layup is triggered as such. What you're going to do is you're going to move and hold the right stick away from the hoop towards the off-ball hand while driving. So don't do the double tap. The double tap is not as reliable as the right stick. And make sure when you're doing this, don't hold turbo. So you see here, I'm doing it with turbo and it turns into a dunk. So no turbo. You can have turbo as you bring it up, but don't turbo as you push the right stick. So right here, push the left stick at the basket, push the right stick away from the basket at the non-ball hand. So exactly where the arrow is angled, and no turbo. And you see, it will trigger Dame to do a Euro step right there, the two side step, and he will finish with his right hand. So make sure you turbo up if you want, but no turbo as you do it. So this time, different direction. So the R stick this time is on the left side now, because it's the non-ball hand, right? Because the ball's on the right hand. No turbo again, and you see Damien side step 1-2. That is the Euro step finish, and this time he'll finish with the left hand because you're pushing it towards the non-ball hand. Now let's take a look at how we can apply the Euro step in game, and if you can do it at the correct times, it is actually quite overpowering because it is incredible at finishing over help and drawing fouls. So this is going to be Hall of Fame footage, and you can see I'm using the Blazers and the Rockets, and you see at this moment I've beaten James Harden, and all I gotta do now is push the left stick at the basket, let go of turbo, and push the right stick, away from the hoop on the opposite ball hand. So at the exact angle, you see where the arrow is there. And if you do that, it will trigger the Eurostep, and you can see my Dame execute it perfectly. It seals off Harden here. That's why the Eurostep is necessary. I mean, if you look at it replay here, it's not about beating the help defender, but right here in this moment, I've hit his hip. So I'm going to trigger the Eurostep and cut him off. You see how I cut him off from behind? That is an excellent execution and timing of the Eurostep. There's no help defender here, obviously, but look at that seal. That's perfectly done. So you can also use the Eurostep to seal the defender on your back. And here you can see me do it again. Let go of turbo, push the right stick away from the ball hand at that angle. And this time we trigger it right at the help defender, and we were able to finish it over him. This is also another advantage of the Eurostep. It's because when the help defense comes, if you hit them with the Eurostep animation, you actually gain an advantage to finish over the defender. You can see Harden do it here too, extremely quickly there, but same thing. This time we're also going to beat an inferior defender off the ball, and we're going to Euro right at him to trigger the animation and finish over help. You can see time and time again, the Eurostep, if you trigger it, you get an advantage finishing over the help defense. And secondly, like I talked about, you draw a lot of fouls. You see I'm Euroing right at Eric Gordon there, pushing the left stick at the basket, letting go of turbo, and pushing the right stick away from the ball hand. And you can see, gets the foul, nice and easy. So now let's take a look at how to do reverse layups at will in 2K18. Now same thing here, best to practice first in freestyle mode. Make sure you get it down and you can trigger it whenever you want. on an empty court before you do it. So the controls as such, you just want to move and hold the right stick towards the baseline while driving along the baseline. So this is really important. To do this, you need to be close to the baseline. That's how you do a reverse anyway. So you can see me do it here. I have pushed the left stick at the basket, and I'm pushing the right stick towards the baseline, so up in this case, and I'm not letting go of turbo. You don't have to let go of turbo to do a reverse. It will always trigger a reverse layup or a reverse dunk if the person can do it, but that's very rare. But it's not necessary to let go of turbo. So you can do it. You can see me do it again. I keep the ball to the baseline, push the right stick to the baseline, and it will finish. You don't have to keep the ball hand though, where you don't have to keep the ball along the baseline on the ball hand, but it's just better. But you can see me do it here one more time. Drive along the baseline and push the left stick at the basket, push the right stick towards the baseline, hold turbo if you want to. So left stick is pushing at 9 o'clock right now, while my right stick is at 12 o'clock, and they will finish the reverse. Make sure you do it just before you enter the paint, okay? That's the key, just before you enter the paint. So reverse in game is actually even stronger than Euro. To me, these are actually pretty OP and glitchy finish animations. I think they need to fix this because the reverse layups right now are too strong. So you can see me do it with Eric Gordon here. I blow by Covington, and I'm holding on the turbo, pushing the left stick at the basket, and I want to reverse, so I'm pushing the right stick 12 o'clock right at the baseline. 2K camera is very easy for this because the baseline is always at 12 o'clock, and you can see EG do a reverse there. And at this point already, you can kind of see the animation just kind of pushed me over Vonleh, so it's kind of glitchy. You can see it again along the baseline. Once again, every time to do a reverse layup on 2K camera, push the right stick, 12 o'clock left stick at basket, hold on the turbo if you want, and you can see me reverse again and just shove Ed Davis out of the way. When this animation triggers, it is incredibly strong because there's already a force field along the baseline, as all of you know. And this reverse layup just kind of blends into that force field. You can see here, I'm running it with a money play, fist flow, 3-5 into the reverse, and I just shove everybody out of the way. Like, CJ shouldn't be this strong. Like, the physics of this makes no sense. Watch. It's beautiful though. Like, give me that. I'll give you that too. If you trigger it, it's just it's a little bit glitchy, but it's effective. So you can see it again. Drive on the baseline right before I enter the paint. So right here is where I click the right stick, push the right stick toward the baseline to finish. That's the key. Make sure you try to trigger the reverse right before you enter the paint, not just when you enter the paint, but not too early. Because if you do it too early, it just turns into a pull-up, and if you do it too late, it just turns into this awkward one-hand floater. That's not a reverse. So I pay attention to when I'm triggering this. I usually trigger it like right here, bang, right there, right? Like right before you enter the paint. That's when I trigger the reverse. You can see it one more. I don't know why, but Eric Gordon was very good at this. So it's hard. And so I'm running the money play again for 4-3-5, who sends the guy to the baseline. So this triggers it perfectly, and we shove Hawkless out of the way. So that's the glitchy animation I talked about. Look at me make contact with Hawkless, but just I ignore him when I reverse it. So a little bit glitchy, but it still works. So use it to your discretion. But once again, this also draws a lot of fouls, more fouls than the Eurostep. Because when you reverse it, it's just, you're in the air for way longer, obviously. And it just looks awkward because you're attacking the other side of the rim, so a lot of the players are not going to be used to it. I will be showing you guys online footage of this probably sometime next week. And it works really well. You just don't like spam it, right? But like, to me, personally, like online this draws so many fouls. This is an N1 finish too. So if you use an elite player, not only do they draw the foul, they finish the damn shot while they're at it. Like, look at Harden hit. This is beautiful. Eurostep hits the defender other side of the rim. This is a Eurostep reverse. So that's just his animation, but it's great. So on a personal level, this is better than dunking. I don't know how much you guys like to dunk in game. I try not to dunk too often because the defense actually can shut down dunking animations quite well. If you have a rim protector such as Nurkic here, if you try to force down a dunk on him, it probably would turn into a bad shot. But when you're doing these Eurostep and reverse layup animations, the advantage obviously goes to you. Like, you see all of the clips in a slow motion here and just in detail. You can see every time I trigger one of these animations, the advantage goes to me in an unnatural way. Look at the CJ reverse. I shove Ryan Anderson out of the way. The advantage just goes to the offense. That's what I'm trying to say. And obviously it takes a lot of skill and timing, but they're not hard to execute once you learn it, like I taught you. Just the key with the Eurostep is understand you can start off pushing the left stick at the rim and turbo, but before you trigger the move, you must let go of turbo, you can still push the left stick at the basket, but you need to realize where the ball hand is. So you need to know where your player, which hand he has the ball on, and then you're gonna push and hold the right stick towards the away from the ball hand, right? So if it's on the left hand, push the right stick away from the ball to the right side, okay? The reverse is easy. It's just, you're just gonna drive along the baseline. The reverse is not so much about stick placement, it's more about player placement. If you're just along the baseline, you can reverse. But because it's always, if you're 2K camera, right, it's always pushing it straight up. Okay, so when you try to trigger a Euro, make sure you press it away from the ball hand at, I guess, either 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, 7 o'clock. So it's like 7:30, 5:30. That's what you want to push the right stick. Okay, as always, thanks for coming by. Let me know how these work out for you, and I'll see all of you next time.